thank you all for joining. Super excited to speak with you all today. I graduated from Madison in 2021. I was in the journalism school, focused on strategic communication, and then I also did a certificate in digital studies. So excited that you are all doing the same. A little bit about myself. I work at LinkedIn. I've been here a little bit more than a year at this point in Chicago. I am part of their business leadership program, which is a rotational program where I'm able to try out different teams and get immersed in different teams. And I've been able to work on the customer experience team, the implementation consulting team, and the program management operational team. And this program is very interesting because there's a lot of different pathways that people can rotate on to really figure out the type of experiences that interest them. And feel very grateful for that. So I studied strategic communications and I did a certificate in digital studies. And I also just wanted to share that not everybody's career journey looks the same ever. It's not always linear, but I just want to share a little bit about my career journey. My first internship in college was at an agency called Sarah Best Strategy in Madison, where I really got introduced to what working in an agency is like. And it was small, and I was able to do a lot of like social media strategy and digital strategy. I also worked as a publishing intern in Madison at the Progressive magazine, where I was able to see like the behind the scenes of a newsroom and see if that was something I was interested in. And I was able to help with their fundraising initiatives. I also worked in communications at the Lenfest Institute for Journalism one summer, which was a nonprofit that helped to create sustainable business models to work in local news. So that also gave me a lens into what a newsroom might look like. And then I moved to DC after college. I worked in a public affairs firm called Rock Solutions. There I did political communications and learned what it was like to be client facing. And then I went on to LinkedIn, where I've gotten to exposure to a lot of different teams, a lot of exposure to project management and program management. And it's given me the opportunity to be able to present to all of you, because I've been able to have that lens through LinkedIn, which I am excited about. I will move on to the next slide. So just a little bit of what we'll talk about today. Why LinkedIn? We'll talk about your profile, your story, your professional brand. We'll talk about building your network. We'll talk about your voice on LinkedIn, and we'll talk about some knowledge and insights, and then we'll talk about any resources and Q&A that you might have. So why use LinkedIn? Well, if you take a look at our economic graph, there's 850 million plus members. There's over 59 million companies that use it. There's over 14 million jobs that are posted on LinkedIn, 39,000 skills, 128,000 schools, and 180,000 courses. So there's just so much access that people can be able to use on LinkedIn to be able to help them find jobs, to be able to help them grow themselves, their network, see different opportunities. So all right, so LinkedIn's vision is to create economic opportunity for every member of the global workforce. And LinkedIn also emphasizes your profile and your personal brand. Be able to find your own voice on LinkedIn and be able to share the best of yourself to future employers, schools, your network. So to define your professional brand, you really want to think about what gives you credibility. What is your passion? What are your personal and professional career goals? And what are you good at? So for what you're passionate about, it can be both professional and personal. You want to show your current expertise and life experience on your profile to be able to really talk about yourself. When it comes to your personal and career goals, you want to ask yourself, what do I want? Do I want to get a job? Do I want to grow my network? Do I want to do more activities? What am I looking to get out of this? When it comes to what you're good at, you want to use your strengths to your advantage. You don't want to try to be someone you're not, but you want to find those buzzwords that really tell your own story of who you are. And then in terms of what gives you credibility, you want to talk about the skills that you've acquired through your life experiences, certifications, trainings, awards, proven success stories. And, there's that recommendation feature on LinkedIn where you can recommend people to certain employers. So you want to just show the best of yourself. So your values plus your actions give you credibility. Where are you already credible? And what do you need to do to become credible? So for example, if you create a website, then you're a web designer and developer. So you can label yourself as a thought leader, but you don't have the experience and or education to back it up. So you want to be able to if there's something that you already have experience doing, then call yourself that. That's who you are. So on LinkedIn, you also can define your professional brand between your passion, goals, strengths, and credibility. And your personal brand will tell people what they can expect from you. So when it comes to each sector here, you can really think about like in a sentence of what that really is, what are you going to put in that spot to define yourself. So you want to also think about how someone would feel if they would hire you, work with you, or promote you, because you want to definitely just show the best of yourself. So your LinkedIn profile can have recognition, opportunities, credibility, and showcases your brand. You want to create a photo on LinkedIn that represents you. So you want to pick a photo of just yourself, and you want when someone's connecting with you, you want them to make sure that they know who you are, and you want to make sure they feel comfortable connecting with you. And I also think it's best practice to add a background photo because you can see in the statistics here, you get 9 times more connection requests if you have a background photo, 21 times more profile views, and 36 times more messages. And it just shows that you care a little bit more about your profile. So for example, my background photo is a photo of Bascom Hall. It really just shows that I went to the University of Wisconsin. I am a Badger, and that's one of the first things people can see if they go to my profile. Another feature on LinkedIn is that you can record your name. It allows for pronunciation, and it makes a great first impression so that you can also tell people how they can best refer to you. You can also create a profile video. So you can see here that this person is creating a video, which almost looks like a Instagram story where they're telling a little bit about themselves. So you can provide a 30-second video introducing yourself, and that can help. You can tell what you're looking for in 30 seconds with LinkedIn. Are you looking for a job? What are you good at? Where are you experienced? So that's really when you can do that there. And if you don't know what to say, you can just let your personality shine. You can be conversational, share your goals and aspirations, your passions, your expertise, maybe add a call to action. Feel free to message me. I'm open to work. So it's okay to also keep it short and sweet, and it's okay to get creative. People like that. I also recommend adding your pronouns to your profile so that you can show your pronouns, show up as your authentic self. And then you can craft a standout headline. So your headline doesn't have to be student at University of Wisconsin-Madison. It can be more than that. It can be seeking opportunities in an agency, seeking opportunities in a newsroom. So it can really use it to differentiate yourself from others. And that'll be the first thing members see or recruiters see when they look you up and look for your profile photo. So if you want to create a customized headline, you can use industry keywords, you can use your role, or you can use unique skills or passions, or you can use what you're looking for. So you also want to add your industry when you're creating your profile because then it'll really narrow it down if you're looking for certain roles within that industry, and it'll also show that you've developed your profile a little bit more. And you also want to use, if you're looking at this person's profile, you want to have your personalized headline. You want to have your current job, your most recent education, your location, and you want to have a summary also, which we'll get into. So right here is where we'll draft a compelling summary, and you're all obviously great storytellers since you're in the digital studies certificate program, and I'm sure a lot of you are also journalism or communications students. So you can think of your profile summary as your elevator pitch, and here's where you want to really introduce yourself. You want to have your motivation, you want to speak to your mission, you want to highlight any key skills and your experience, and you want to feature relevant industry and job roles that you are interested in. So I'll go through and show some examples that you can see, and I highly recommend just looking at different people on LinkedIn that maybe you enjoy being connected to or following and see what they write for their summary, because it's always great to see how different people approach that part of their profile. So for this person, they started off by saying, some might say I'm just another salesperson, but honestly, that's just scratching the surface. My background in education has helped me master the art of storytelling, which enables me to act as a consultative sales professional in the Chicago's tech space. Until recently, I worked as an account executive 3 at Glassdoor, a company I never pictured myself leaving. Due to COVID, Glassdoor had to let go 30% of its workforce, and unfortunately, I was one of them. I'm now looking for the next chapter of my professional sales journey. So this person is saying exactly what they're looking for. They have their most recent experiences, and they also share some of their accomplishments. Another beginning of another summary, someone wrote, every morning I wake up at 4:30 a.m. and head to my gym to lift thousands of pounds. Not metaphorically, I literally lift thousands of pounds. So they're making it a little bit more personal and saying they're telling a story, how they are outside of work. So they're using that to go into how they've thought about quitting and bringing that back to their work life, about how they're not a quitter, they keep going. So another interesting way to approach the summary. And then when you go into your work experience, you want to also use that as a time to tell your story of what you did in each position. So I know a lot of people sometimes ask, like, is it best practice to do bullets? Is it best practice to write a narrative when you're doing that description? Personally, I think it's okay to do either. I think LinkedIn's great because there's no character limit, and a resume is often restricted to one page, and LinkedIn's not. It's as many pages as you want. So I think it's a great spot to tell your story a little bit about what you did in each role that you have done. So I would definitely take the time to add a description under each role and really use that space to add some buzzwords about what you did in each role. And there you can edit the experience, say how long you were there, the location, the start date. And you can see here just some other examples of how people have used that space on their LinkedIn profile. You also want to add your education. So we can all add that we're badgers, which is exciting. And you want to add your volunteer experience as well, if you have any. And this is a great way to add your education and volunteer, so that if you're looking to connect with someone, it's always great to find something you have in common with that person to give you a conversation topic right from the start. And if you connect with another Badger, you can say, hey, so you're also a Wisconsin alum, go Badgers, and then start talking about what you're looking to talk about. You also want to add your licenses and certifications. So you just want to make sure that you're not selling yourself short. Add everything that you have about yourself that is professional. You also want to add skills and see if you can get endorsed by other colleagues or students or former or current employers. And you can request a recommendation. So if you want somebody to help you build your credibility and validate your skills, you can ask somebody to write a recommendation for you that would show up on your profile at the bottom of your profile that anyone can see when they visit your profile. You can also add your accomplishments. So I would definitely recommend to utilize the University of Wisconsin-Madison alumni page. So on LinkedIn, you can look up Madison on LinkedIn. You can click on alumni on the right, and you can research the various UW-Madison alumni and see where they work. And if a place interests you where they work, connect with them. Say you're also a Badger, that you're interested in working there. And it's a great way to narrow down that network a bit. There's also School of Journalism and Mass Communication groups, if you're part of that. And there's, for different majors or schools at Wisconsin, they have different groups for that. So I would definitely type in the school that you're in within Wisconsin and look that up so that you can utilize that and connect with people based on the school that you're associated with. You also can add people from your dream company. If you want to work at LinkedIn, you can type in LinkedIn and go to people, see who works there, and then see if you have any mutual connections with them, see if any of those people went to Wisconsin also, see if you have anything in common with them that could make you stand out to them and to connect with them. And you can add a note and say, hey, I see we have mutual connections, would love to connect. And it's great to be able to build your professional network. Here's some examples of how I networked a little bit while I was in college and the types of messages that I use to reach out to people. And I definitely recommend doing that to just introduce yourself and find a way to connect with someone so that they'd maybe set up a call with you and see why they might be good to hire you or why they would want to pass your name on to a hiring manager. So 50% of hires result from a personal connection. And here's just some examples of what you could say to somebody. And so definitely just recommend adding why you're interested in this specific role, learn about an industry you're interested in, and learn about a specific company you'd like to work. And you want to also discover existing connections. So if you click your My Network in the top navigation to find people you already know, then you can see friends and family, current and former colleagues, and current and former managers. And the people you may know feature improves over time as you build your network. So it's kind of like an algorithm, and it'll show more people that you might want to connect with. So you also can search for new connections by searching people's name, company, location, or just a keyword to see who you are looking to connect with. And if you are looking to gain job opportunities, you can put an open to work feature on your profile, and then recruiters will be able to see that and reach out to you and know that you are specifically looking for a job. And there's a feature where you can have the open to work feature just to recruiters instead of, if you don't want your current employer to see that you're open to work, then you can just have it shown to recruiters at different companies. And then you also can edit your job seeking preferences so that they fit you and what you're looking for. And now I'm going to talk about gaining knowledge and insights at LinkedIn. So I'll go through this and talk about how if you want to publish content, you want to create a headline that captures attention, include a photo to stand out, be authentic, use your voice, think about your audience, think about the length, and use hashtags and mentions so that it would stand out to more people. And you can publish content if you got a new job, if you want to share a valuable insight, truly anything that you think might be valuable or professional to other people in your network. And you can also gain knowledge on LinkedIn by just following companies and seeing the different news that they're sharing. And it's a really great way to be able to stay in touch with what's going on in the world and use that to your advantage when you're having informational interviews and conversations with future employers. And you can follow influencers to see what they're talking about. You can follow hashtags to stay on top of trends that are happening in the news. You can create or join a community in a LinkedIn group so that you can specifically talk about things that you're interested in. And you can set profile alerts. So you can receive profile notifications if there's someone specific that you would like a notification from for when they post, if it's someone that you really admire. You can search at a scale. You can advance your search filters to help you find what's important to yourself based on industry, location, company. And you can customize your feed to see the news, content, and posts that matter most to you so that you don't feel like you're seeing the same thing over and over again or something that you're not interested in. Yourself based on industry, location, company. And you can customize your feed to see the news, content, and posts that matter most to you so that you don't feel like you're seeing the same thing over and over again or something that you're not interested in. All right, well, now I'm going to turn it back to all of you and see if you have any questions. I'll stop sharing my screen for a bit so that I can leave it to you to ask any questions. But thank you all so much for listening. I really appreciate it.